Hi guys, welcome to today's video. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I annotate my physical books and digitally. I'm going to go through tabbing, my techniques, where I get all my supplies, just how I annotate. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. So yeah, let's get into it. So firstly, my physical annotating supplies consist of tabs, a lot of tabs. I get my tabs from Amazon. It's definitely not the cheapest, but I think it is worth it. You get a big variety of colors. I have tried to find tabs at my local stationery stores and I could not find anything good. They'd always be like paper tabs and not many colors, or they'd be like the bright neon tabs, which I personally don't want to use. But I do recommend going and checking your stationery stores if you can find cheaper options, but the Amazon ones are the cheapest I've found and they give you a big variety. Then we have the pens. So for pens, mine are by the brand Papermate and they're ballpoint pens, but I don't think pens really matter. I feel like as long as it doesn't bleed through, most of them are pretty good. Just whatever colored pens you want to use. I like to use the colors to draw little doodles and stuff, and also for underlining. So if I'm doing tabbing and I have purple tabs, then I like to use the purple color to annotate with. And if I have pink tabs, then I like to use the pink color. I just think it looks really pretty. And another important tool, I think, for annotating physically is a ruler. So you can get straight lines, because I know I've messed up so many quotes by not using a ruler and then my line just goes through it and it looks terrible. Use a ruler, please. I mean, you don't have to, but I think it's worth it to just use a ruler because it makes it look so neat. The last supply is highlighters, but I don't really use highlighters because I always mess up when I use them. I always mess up every time. These highlighters I've found are actually really good because they don't bleed through. They're from Kmart, which is an Australian brand. So I feel like most people watching this video won't be able to get to them. But there are a few good brands I've heard of. I'll put them on the screen because I can't remember the name. But I know midliners I don't think bleed through, and that's on Amazon. I've heard they're good. But yeah, I just don't use highlighters because I'm always messing it up. And also, most of my highlighters I've ruined. It's like, can you see that? It's like split in the middle from me putting the lid on, and so it comes out in like 2 lines. So I don't really bother with highlighters, but if you guys want to use highlighter, oh my god, my hair. If you guys want to use highlighters, those are the options. Now my digital supplies. With digital annotating, I don't recommend this unless you already have the supplies because it's very expensive for just something like annotating. What I use for digital annotating is firstly my iPad is what I draw on, and I use the app Procreate. That's a really good drawing app. I think it does cost money, but it's like a one-time purchase and it's not a lot at all. It's, I think, very reasonable. And then I use an Apple Pen, obviously, to draw on my iPad. And then for the actual like words, for the quotes and stuff, I use an ebook. So typically Kindle Unlimited, but I'll just pick the quote and then screenshot it and then draw on it on Procreate, which I will show you. But digital annotating isn't really practical. I feel like it's more for the aesthetic, like for Instagram posts and stuff, and I don't do it very often. I've done it before. I've thought about doing it again, but I don't know because my bookstagram, it's not really like digital stuff and I don't put a lot of annotating on there. So I don't know, but I'll show you guys how I do it in case you were curious. If you've seen other digital annotations, I'll show you how I do it. A crucial part of my annotating is making the key. You probably know what a key is, but it's just all the themes I want to annotate in my book. So I will show you a list I have that I've made on my notes app. It's an accumulation. I've accumulated heaps of themes that I use in my books, and these include romance books and fantasy books. I wouldn't say literary fiction. I think there's definitely more themes you can use in literary fiction, and I think depending on the book, there's so many like niche themes in different literary fiction books. So I think that depends, but these are more focused on romance and fantasy. So those are the main ones I use, and whenever I create my key, I usually refer to that. And so I'm going to be showing you how I annotate Powerless. So I've just started this book, so it's very fresh, and I'm going to show you how I create the key, how I annotate everything with Powerless, and I'm also going to be showing you a bit of how I annotate Love Theoretically. And if you'll see, it's almost fully annotated, but there's a bit left because I ran out of most of the tabs. I went through like 3 packs of the same colors, and so I bought more. I annotated that book probably like 6 months ago, and I never got to finish it, so I just bought some new tabs. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how I annotate through those 2 books. When it comes to my book tabs, I like to match them to the cover of the book usually, because I just think it looks really pretty. I'll show you Love Theoretically. That's my key with my cover, and then you can see on the side. So how I pick what keys to use, I'll read maybe a few pages of the book, but a lot of the time I have a general idea of what themes I can see in the book, especially if I've watched people reading that book. And then I also try to base it off how many colored tabs I've picked. So it's probably not the best idea to pick how many tabs I have and then pick the keys or the themes, but it works out for me. So with Powerless, I knew, just based on what I've heard, that there's going to be romance, it's going to be funny maybe. I mean, I was 10 pages into it and there was already some funny bits. Sad, which often comes with a fantasy. Plot points, which is really important with fantasies, I find, just so you can understand the world. Quotes, I use that in every book I annotate. Friendship, I also knew was a big one because 10 pages in, there was already some themes of friendship. Favorite moments, usually use that in every book. And then hot, flirty, cocky, MMC. So I've seen a lot of quotes from this book of just the main character being like that, being really flirty or hot. So I knew that was going to be a big part of the book, so I put that down as a key. Now let's get into the fun part of annotating, the part where you actually annotate. So with physical annotating, I like to underline on my quotes with my colored pens. I like to tab, as you obviously know. I try to overdo it with the tabs because I like when the book looks like it's really full with tabs, because I just like how that looks. And when I'm annotating, I want to go full into it and just annotate every single bit. Not everything extremely, because there's not enough tabs in the world for me to do that, but like I try to pay close attention and get all of the key moments. Yeah, just really focus on the themes, what I'm seeing in the book, yada yada. And writing notes. I don't write notes a lot because usually I just forget. Like when I'm reading, I have a lot of thoughts obviously, but I forget to actually write them down in the book. So I'm trying to practice that more. But obviously I can do like little fun notes where I'm just like LOL or what the hell or this is dumb or something like that. Or I can also write where I'm like, in fantasy books, I do this a lot where I try and guess where it's going. I try to guess who the bad guy is or something like that, because I think that's just fun to read if I reread it and I could see what I thought, who I thought was bad, if I'm suspicious of a character. They're not very like intellectual notes. It's usually just fun. I feel like if someone else read the book and read my annotations, they would also have a fun time. They'd be like they're reading it with me. Now with digital annotating, how I annotate it is I get a quote, obviously if I'm reading on Kindle, or if I'm reading, say, a physical book, but I want to annotate it digitally, I can find it on Kindle or find an ebook of it, and then I screenshot the quote and I put it in Procreate. I choose a color theme, what I want the vibe to look like, and then I just go at it. I mean, you can see how I do it. It's more like for the aesthetic purpose. Like I said, it's just to look pretty. It doesn't have any real purpose. Not purpose, but it's not for like analyzing it. I feel like it's just to like draw. It's more for the aspect of making something I think looks pretty. If it's a really important quote that I really like, then I like to make it look pretty, and then I can keep that in my photos. I can look back at it. Yeah, that's basically it. That's how I annotate physically and digitally. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I did a good job of explaining how I annotate. If you like this video, please let me know, because I can definitely make more videos like this. If there's other stuff reading wise you want to know how I do, let me know, because I can definitely make a video for it. And yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate all your support. I've been getting more support lately on my videos. I've been getting more comments and stuff, and it's been making me really happy. Like, I feel so grateful that people watch my videos and interact with me, and even just spend their time to watch my video, like my video, comment. It really makes my day. So thank you so much. And overall, like, thank you if you're watching, because I really appreciate it like so much, because I really enjoy doing this, and knowing that there's people who actually watch it makes me so happy. So thank you. I have a book Instagram and a book TikTok linked down below, you can check out if you like. And yeah, that's all. Thank you for watching. Bye. Acting like the world is not breaking up before your eyes. You deserve a prize. Ooh, and I, with my head in my hands, I sit and cry. Don't speak, I know just what you're saying. Softly explain. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts.